The Duchess of Delusion strikes back. The tone-deaf PR stunt that dropped less than 24 hours after Catherine's triumph. Just when the world thought she might take a much-needed break from milking every PR opportunity, she decided to drop an utterly tone-deaf Veterans Day reel on Instagram. And the timing, as always, was everything. This hastily crafted social media stunt landed right on the heels of Catherine. The Princess of Wales's graceful and heartfelt appearance at the Armistice Day service. It is a pattern we've come to recognize, a bizarre PR reflex that operates on a 24-hour delay. Princess Catherine attends a solemn service, performs her duty with quiet dignity, and the world melts in admiration. Meghan's reaction? Quick, find that helicopter clip of Harry looking relevant. Let's paint the scene, Catherine. The Princess of Wales standing in the crisp British air, honoring the fallen with genuine dignity, representing service above self. Across the ocean, her rival, the self-titled Duchess of Delusion, was on her phone, scrolling through old, recycled clips of her husband sprinting towards a helicopter, thinking, quote, it was not a tribute. It was a desperate, calculated attempt to crash a pity party whenever she sees her counterpart trending. The only thing more blatant than the self-promotion was the utter lack of grace. The reel itself was a masterclass in hollow public relations. Because nothing says genuine respect for veterans quite like a recycled, decade-old clip of a royal spare and a caption straight out of the Hallmark School of Hollow Gestures. Her post, predictably, came dripping with PR varnish so thick it could double as nail polish. It read, with an almost deliberate emotional detachment, Kota Babu touching, right? If by touching you mean lifelessly scripted. Note the telling linguistic tick, quote, as if she couldn't even bring herself to use his name, only reference him like a brand ambassador quoting a catchphrase. Every line sounded test-marketed, run through a focus group of yoga mums in Malibu for maximum, yet completely vapid impact. But the emptiness of the words was overshadowed only by the colossal misstep of the timing. Meghan's little tribute, this piece of borrowed valor, dropped just days after she was conveniently caught not wearing a poppy during Remembrance Weekend. Why, you ask? Because apparently poppies aren't widely available in America. Sure, Meg. And humility isn't widely available in Montecito either. She was too busy living it up at some lavish celebrity bash, sipping champagne under chandeliers in a billionaire's mansion. The only thing more opulent than the party was the stunning, relentless irony. She posts about sacrifice while simultaneously turning every solemn occasion into a photo op and monetizing her royal title. Here as the kicker, the point where the irony becomes physically painful to watch. Catherine spent the day honoring real heroes. Meghan spent it honoring herself. Let us contrast the two scenes. Princess Catherine stood under a grey, crisp British sky, wearing black, laying a wreath, and comforting veterans who actually fought for their country. She crouched down to meet a D-Day veteran at eye level, listening with genuine empathy, hand in hand. She represented quiet duty, earned respect, and service above self. Meghan, meanwhile, was under the bright California sun, wrapped in luxury, posting borrowed valor from a husband who has consistently turned his trauma into tabloid fodder. She was crouching, not to meet a veteran, but for the perfect camera angle. She represents spin above everything. And speaking of Harry, the man who was once Captain General of the Royal Marines now looks more like the spare tire of royal relevance, only occasionally dragged out when Meghan needs traction. Every time she needs to appear noble, she trots him out like a PR mascot in fatigues. According to actual veterans, his career was more call of duty than call of courage, more about optics than ops, more bunkers than battlefields. The record reads like a PR agent's fever dream gone horribly wrong. This is the man who couldn't even keep his uniform controversy free, Remember that time he dressed as a Nazi? Because apparently nobody told him that was bad. Shocking. This is the man who included a kill count, bragging in his memoir, and, most notoriously, skipped a memorial duty for Royal Marines blown up by the IRA to pitch Disney voiceovers for his wife at the Lion King premiere. You simply cannot make this up. The difference between the two parties is stark. One woman represents service, the other represents spin. Their entire brand is built on contradiction, privacy through podcasts, service through selfies, dignity through documentaries. They left royal duty behind because it was too restrictive and then immediately bummingly recreated it on Instagram with worse lighting. If Catherine represents service above self, Meghan represents self above everything. And the Veterans Day stunt was just another glaring reminder of that fundamental truth. The clip wasn't done about honoring soldiers, it was about reminding the world that Meghan still has access to old royal footage and can still type the word, quote, "Devendinandins" without a hint of irony. For people who actually served, who actually sacrificed, her post was tone deaf at best and insultingly performative at worst. Veterans Day, like Armistice Day, isn't about photo ops. It's about reflection, loss, and the quiet dignity of people like the heroes Catherine met, not the manufactured empathy of a duchess whose biggest battle is staying relevant. The ultimate irony? Princess Catherine doesn't even have to try. She shows up, does the job, and earns the respect. Meghan shows up online, does the most, and earns the mockery. Catherine kneels to speak to a 100-year-old war hero. Meghan kneels only to her own reflection. One connects through sincerity, the other through filters. This PR flop joins a long list of ill-timed, ironically dripping social media stunts. Because when your husband once dressed as a Nazi and now sells books bragging about his kill count, perhaps a little less grandstanding about, quote, son would be wise. Meanwhile, Princess Catherine will keep doing what she does best, leading with grace, showing up without fanfare, and making a difference without needing to remind the world she is doing it. And Meghan? She'll keep reminding us, loudly, relentlessly, and unintentionally, hilariously, that no matter how many reels she posts, she is not fooling anyone. Once self-served, always self-served.